Ladies and gentlemen, in 2001, he won the US Open. And in 2002, it was the Wimbledon Championship. He is the youngest man ever to be ranked world number 1 in men's singles at the age of just 20. Would you please welcome Lleyton Hewitt. He is the 1966 French Open champion and holds 13 men's doubles Grand Slams. A coach and a mentor to Lleyton throughout his career. And by his side tonight, Tony Roche. Joining Lleyton and Tony, two-time US Open champion and former world number 1, Patrick Rafter. Seven Grand Slam singles titles and an all-time record 17 doubles titles. He is one of the few men to have been ranked world number 1 in both singles and doubles. John Newcombe. He is arguably the greatest ever, the only player to twice achieve the calendar year Grand Slam, 1962 and 1969. Ladies and gentlemen, Rod Laver. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the court our Australian legends who made it to the top. Lleyton Hewitt, Tony Roche, Pat Rafter, and John Newcombe. And joining them in the arena, named in his honor, Rod Laver. It's been 44 years since he won his last Australian Open singles title at the age of 41. He has a record 23 tennis majors, including 8 Grand Slams. Tonight, he delivers the Sir Norman Brooks Challenge Trophy to centre court. Please welcome Ken Rosewall. Well done to Ken Rosewall and our Australian legends, all champions of the great game. Ladies and gentlemen, soon to be appearing at the Melbourne Recital Centre in a brand new production of Follies. And here tonight to sing the national anthem, please welcome Mr. David Hobson.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and worth the toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, our beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia
Thank you, David. Thank you to our legends. Ladies and gentlemen, Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray await. They're joining us shortly for the men's singles final.
Well, if that doesn't get the blood coursing through your veins, nothing will. It's the 104th edition of the Australian Championships, which began in 1905, as it was originally known. It's the 48th Australian Open, and of course the 29th year that it's been hosted at Melbourne Park. My name's Rob Koenig. Alongside me, 2 Australian legends in the booth. 17-time major winner Mark Woodforde, and of course alongside him, 2-time major winner Alan Stone. Good evening, gentlemen, and welcome.
Welcome, Robbie, and to Alan as well. A pleasure to be sitting here, and doesn't that really get your heart going pretty fast there, rolling, hearing the anthem and seeing our great champions stand on the court.
It's just a pity that you get so excited about all of that with all our great champions that we haven't got one actually playing in the final so that we could really get fired up. But they were sensational players, and another great farewell honour, if you like, for Lleyton Hewitt.
And it's so nice when you're able to honour these guys, and especially the older generation. I think it's so important for the younger generation to see that as well, Alan, that we hold these guys in high esteem, because they really are the individuals who lay the platform for the next generation.
Well, they do, and I played against Laver and Rosewell and Newcombe and Roach and that in my day. And, well, I'll put it another way. I was on the court with them most of the time. But, and, you know, we all look up to them so much. And it's a pity that some of our younger players have lost the tradition a little bit and what these great players in all the countries really stand for and what they brought and did for the game. And I wish they were a bit more, or recognised it a bit more.
Mark, as one of those guys who was the next generation to come after those greats, what are your memories of those great players?
Well, from a youngster, you know, in particular, Australians coveted to win Wimbledon, and Australians featured very deeply and often at the Wimbledon Championships. And it was common that if, you know, you participated and ever got to win at Wimbledon, you were coined a champion. And, you know, for me as a youngster in the middle of winter, watching the All England Championships played out on grass, and then come December or January time, you'd watch the Australian Open, you'd see these fantastic greats vie for another title, and you know, to be able to rub shoulders with Nuke and Roche and play alongside Pat Rafter and Leighton Hewitt. You know, I remember the first time I was shaking in my boots when I was told that Rod Laver was coming to watch my match. I mean,
it's pretty cool.
I couldn't even hit the ball over. I mean, gone was the aspect of trying to win. All I wanted to lay eyes on was Rod Laver standing at the side of my court.
And of course, we've got the modern generation now, Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray, trying to get their hands for the first time, as far as Murray is concerned, the 6th time as far as Novak is concerned, on the Sir Norman Brooks Challenge Trophy. I didn't realize he was a St Kilda boy, was Norman Brooks.
Yes, he was, and a terrific left-handed player, and he was a sort of almost the father of Australian tennis. He was the king in those days, and as well as being a great player, he was the leading administrator who actually ran tennis in Australia in those early days.
And hence the trophy is named after him. Now, if we start to focus in on these two phenomenal athletes, they are, Mark, the quintessential modern-day tennis player, both Djokovic and Murray.
They certainly are. They have nearly every aspect of the game covered, and they do it at a premium. You know, they're great athletes. It's physical now, probably, you know, changed slightly from Alan's time to our time as well. It just keeps progressing, and you know, two of the very best that, you know, we could be sitting here for a number of hours in awe, watching the caliber of tennis that will be played out tonight.
And I think that's the way the sport's evolved, Alan. These guys, and I think we said in a lot of sports, the average height of a guy now is about 6'2" on tour. So athletic. Every area of their game, physically, what they put in their mouth is just, it's to the nth degree.
Well, and this surface lends itself to it as well, because in our day, or my day, there was hardly any hard courts. You had to go and play a couple of tournaments in California to play on a hard court. But now, with half the world's tournaments on hard courts, the movement that these guys have got, and the women too, and their ability to hit at full speed and recover, I mean, it's just remarkable how athletic they are now, and a lot of it's to do with this surface and the pure, true bounce that you get every time, so they can confidently go for their shots, unlike grass or clay where you might get a slightly variable bounce. So it's greatly lifted the quality of play.
It certainly has. And Novak Djokovic's record on a hard court, his numbers are quite staggering if you have a look back over the last decade or so. And in fact, this is the 17th final in a row for him. The only other player ever to do that, you've got to go back to Roger Federer. He was able to replicate that performance from Halle just prior to Wimbledon in 2005, all the way through to Canada in 06. So in every single tournament they played, they made the final. I mean, it's unfathomable, isn't it?
Interesting aspect, I think, the dynamic that Amelie Mauresmo, the coach of Andy Murray, very different for her not being able to have some of these it's only the very last moments that she gets to converse with Andy before he walks on. Obviously, you know, you want to be in the locker room trying to get your kit ready and your last very thoughts. Novak would be inside with Boris Becker and the rest of the team. But Amelie just has to wait ever so patiently out here. Very different.
Yeah, no Marian Vida, Alan, just Milana Manovic and Boris Becker.
Well, I was just saying, thinking, I saw Andy warming up in the warm-up area before, about 15 minutes ago, so Emily Maresmo at least would have been there in the final warm-up.
Yeah.
As you said, of course, she can't go into the locker room, so she would have finished her final instructions and then, or advice, and then when he came out of the locker room before he walked down the tunnel, probably had a quick word to him then, do you think?
And that's maybe a good thing as well, because you don't want to flood as a coach. You don't, Robbie, you've been through it as well. You don't want to flood them with too many of these thoughts, as they're walking onto the court. The game plan should already be set.
Yeah, it's all about preparation. Precise preparation prevents poor performance, and these guys are meticulous in everything they do off the court. But, the world number one has just been a little bit better than most over the last 2 or 3 years. It's the ultimate challenge to beat the best on his best surface, and that's what it's going to take for Andy Murray to get his hands on the Sir Norman Brooks Challenge Trophy for the first time.
Well, 4 times runner-up, and in 3 of those finals, he has lost to this man following him there. So, a big ask.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the men's singles final of the Australian Open Championship of 2016, please welcome to Rod Laver Arena from Great Britain, Andy Murray. And his opponent from Serbia is Novak Djokovic.
The number 1 and number 2 players in the world will go out at hammer and tongs for the next few hours. And I'm sure everybody here in Rod Laver Arena will be hoping that it does go the distance and that we see an absolute cracker. Of course, we know this guy's level of play will be right up there. I think the big question, gentlemen, is will Andy Murray be able to match him for long periods of time? Of course, coming off that 5-setter with Raonic, that would have taken a bit out of him. But I guess the good news is conditions pretty cool this evening.
Excellent playing conditions. The roof opened up. And, a few of the elements coming down. Maybe, if it was indoors, maybe a little leaning towards Djokovic. But not much wind about, really, to affect the court speed or the ball moving through the air.
Let's talk about the court speed, Alan. It's been suggested it's a little quicker than previous years. I think it's important that the players use that to their advantage.
Well, I think that helps Djokovic, because for me, he hits through the ball a little better on his ground strokes. He gets more penetration, a bit more depth, and I think he has a big advantage there. Perhaps the second serve has been Andy's Achilles heels against the very best Achilles heel, but that's improved in his game as well. So, but when I look at it, I think that everything that Andy can do, Novak can do just slightly better. I think he's probably fractionally fitter, and mentally he's just got a little edge there too. So Murray's so good in every department, but somehow, up till today at least, Novak's that fraction better.
I think you summed it up perfectly. We just saw Andy Murray putting his wedding band. He ties it to his shoe when he plays matches. So Kim, perhaps as close to the heart as normal, but I'm sure very much in his thoughts today. Should be watching from back at home.
That way with Toby, and the other way as well, and then just the 2 of you. Both ways as well, please.
Ramos with the honour of presiding over this one, and what a day it is for Toby, part of the Hot Shots program
the other way.
here. It's
you can smile,
Tennis
Toby. Yeah.
Australia's initiative to encourage
now
the
just
youngsters.
the 2 of you. Toby, can you come here? Thank you. And the other way as well, please, guys.
They've been playing against one another
way
since they were
as well.
12 years old. There's
That
7
way as
days
well.
between them,
Thank you.
as far as age is concerned.
Great, thank you. Okay. Do you have any questions? Andy, any questions? No? Novak, any questions? Who's going to call this? Andy? Tails, okay. What is it?
Heads.
Heads, so Novak. You serve. Stay there? Okay, have a good match. Thank you.
So Novak has won the toss and has elected to serve first. It's the 2016 Australian Open men's singles final. Episode 31 as far as these two protagonists are concerned, and as I've mentioned, since 12 years old they've been going at it, junior events all around the world. So I guess not much has changed as far as the individuals are concerned. It's just the location that's a whole lot better, Alan.
Yeah, this is pretty handy what we've got here. Very lucky in Australia, of course, as we have a look at Andy's bio.
Yeah, of course, hasn't he done his home town of Glasgow so very proud? Dunblane, to be specific, is where he resides now, and he has carried the hopes of a nation on his shoulders over the last decade or so. A good year, not an outstanding year, but I mean second only to Novak Djokovic, and we know what kind of year he had. Don't forget to throw in the Davis Cup win as well. But on 4 prior occasions, as you mentioned, Alan, he's been a runner-up here. So I guess just one of two things can happen. We've seen he's come through a pretty decent draw there, not the easiest of draws. I thought he played well against Sosa. The match against Ferrer was a tough one, as was the one against Raonic. But do you get to the stage where, okay, I've had enough of losing here, I'm going to come out here a lot looser than what I have in previous years?
Well, you know, I think he might draw a little bit of encouragement from Kerber beating Serena last night. I mean, she was a big underdog there, but stranger things can happen. Once the net goes up, it's all past records in the past, and it's who can do the best on the night. So perhaps lightning could strike twice in the one spot.
Yeah, well said. That's why we lace it up every day, isn't it, Mark? You never know.
Also buoyed by the fact that his brother winning the doubles and him turning up, you know, to watch the victory speech there might add that little extra inspiration for Andy Murray tonight.
But he's up against this guy who last year, well, he had a year that's been unprecedented on the ATP World Tour as far as the majors are concerned, as well as the Masters 1000. He won 6 of those. He won the season-ending finale, and he won 3 of the 4 majors. In fact, the only match he lost was the finals of the French Open as far as the majors are concerned, and he has won the title here on many occasions, and looking to tie the great Roy Emerson for 6th Australian Open title. And what do you make of his road to the finals, Mark?
Well, you know, the big question mark is that 4th round victory over Gilles Simon, committing 100 unforced errors, majority from the backhand wing, unprecedented, but bounced back quickly against Nishikori, who's a player that is dynamic and has beaten Djokovic before. So I think the kind of the alarm bells, the red flags were raised in the Djokovic camp and responded exceptionally well. I have never seen a player play at the level that he did against Federer in the first 2 sets, against someone like a Roger Federer.
Yes, it was quite remarkable, wasn't it? Quite a few times Federer looked back at him in amazement at some of the shots he hit. But I think these days, you know, to beat Djokovic, you've got to have a terrific backhand down the line so that you can press him, get him out wide. And Roger's backhand is not quite good enough to do that these days. It falls a bit short, but Murray's is.
Tonight, yes.
So I think that's a big advantage or a big asset for Murray tonight.
Now, this is interesting because it's been a very one-sided affair as far as Djokovic fans are concerned. And they'll also tell us that Djokovic has won 10 of the last 11 matches against Murray. But as you said, Alan, well, that goes out of the window. Or does it, Mark?
Well, I think that's, yeah, for Murray, most certainly. The one aspect that I'm wondering whether he can draw upon, if you think back to 2009-2010 season, Djokovic, a little so-so, but he spearheaded his country, Serbia, to Davis Cup glory. Won all of his matches that year, came through some tough doubles matches as well. He turned around the following season and it was a career best. We thought that would never be matched. Subsequently, it has. But Andy Murray, similar, I think you alluded to, Alan, last year, 2015, winning all of his singles and doubles victories. And look, he played some fantastic matches in Grand Slam play, but the pressure when you're representing your country against some of the players of the caliber that he faced, he came through with flying colours. That might be something to really draw upon. I myself don't really look at the last 2 results that have gone quite easily to Djokovic.
Yep.
Both were in straight sets. Both were kind of beatings, but it happened in the latter part of the year when I think Murray's focus was more on the Davis Cup rather than winning Shanghai and Paris.
Fair points. Of course, this is the 6th meeting between these two guys in a major final, and that puts them in 3rd position on the all-time leaderboard for the most matchups in a Grand Slam final. Of course, Federer and Nadal have faced off on 8 previous occasions. In fact, Djokovic and Nadal on 7. So these guys are certainly getting up there, and they know each other's game so well. But you touched on a very important point, the backhand down the line. And I think, Mark, in general, those linear shots, the forehand as well, needs to operate well. Because this guy's such a good defender, you need to find the most direct way past him. So your up-the-line shots have to work well.
Oh, well, as I said, I think that's a plus for Murray. What worries me, if he doesn't serve particularly well, I don't mean serving double faults, but his second serve can drop off a little, and against the returning ability of Novak Djokovic, that will put him in a bit of a hole. But he needs to start well. I mean, Djokovic is so good when he's in front, and he's just such a confident player. He's used to winning, and once he gets in front of you, I mean, he doesn't panic, he doesn't over-press, doesn't get nervous because he's done it so many times. So very important this first set for Andy Murray.
Couldn't agree with you more. I think it's almost imperative that he win it if he wants to go and eventually win the title here for the first time.
It's interesting, he got a very good ovation when he came out. I think the crowd around the world have warmed to Andy Murray in the last few years with his results.
Yeah, and we've seen a slightly more emotional side. As we zoom in here to Melbourne Park, the Rod Laver Arena takes center stage on today, the 31st of January. It's the Australian Open men's singles final, the 29th year we have it at Melbourne Park. Novak Djokovic looking to get his hands on the trophy for a 6th time. And of course join Roy Emerson as the only men to have done that. Andy Murray trying to get his hands on the trophy for the very first time in his career. He's been a runner-up here on numerous occasions.
For set,
In front of him, it's the world #1.
play.
It's Djokovic who won the toss and has elected to serve first. Mark Woodford, Alan Stone alongside me, Rob Koenig.
Fifteen left.
That's right, this guy started the match against Federer was jaw-dropping,
30 left.
put it mildly. So dialed in from the very beginning.
It's a fairly handy first forehand too. Great strike.
$30-15.
The shot you were talking about, Alan?
Yeah, that down the line one, but I'm always interested in Andy.
30
Always these big matches, he's got his black gear on like he's the bad guy. You know, he's always dressed in black, and he's got the black, you know, 3/4 boots. Like to see him just brighten up a little.
Yeah, he's gone with that Gary Player look.
Yeah, he has, yeah. That was a nervy sort of shot, tentative.
30-40.
It was interesting, slightly slower backhand there from Murray. And we know how Djokovic really does feed off the pace of his opponents. And I'll tell you what a start this would be for Murray if he got the early break. That's the shot I think, Mel, that's going to exploit the forehand of Murray. He's got to watch out for the one cross court, but Andy's forehand down the line doesn't get a lot of pace, and he comes around the side of it a lot.
And he also tried to hit with a lot of height, searching for some depth, but just landed mid-court.
And he will eat that up all day long. The backhand of Djokovic is forged in steel.
Out.
How important is it going to be for
Djokovic?
Murray to move forward and finish
Well,
points
they
off at
did
the net?
exactly the right thing there. He's just a little bit unlucky, and he's a good volleyer. He sometimes overdoes the angles and the drop volleys, but you know, I think if he just wants to trade ground strokes and do nothing else, he's going to lose. So he's got to mix it up. I think that's the key.
The last match for Djokovic, that two-hander backhand up the line as well, was operational very early on, caught Federer.
That's a nice line licking serve, almost 200 k's an hour. If you
Advantage. Djokovic.
place it well, anything around 200 is normally good enough.
Oh, yeah. And this is spot on. I don't know what Andy was looking at.
Yeah, I think it was good for both boxes, Alan. One of those ones.
Game Djokovic.
And as he so often does, deals with the adversity well in the opening service game of this men's singles championships at the Australian Open. He's up and running. 1-love to the serve.
Well, he's made to work for it there. The break point is 30-love down. I mean, Andy played a pretty good game there, and I think that would give him a bit of confidence to know that right off the bat he could earn a break point. And supporters there for him.
They've been here the whole fortnight, haven't they, Woody?
They have the quartet.
Yeah, the quad squad, as we've decided to call them. And a few more Serbs in the crowd today, and they're going to be in full voice as well.
Well, there's a few guys dressed in kilts when I thought coming in,
Yes.
so they're getting
Andy
a
Murray
bit
to serve.
spirit of things.
The only serve that Andy Murray lost in his semi-final match was that very first game against Milos Raonic. Went through the next 3 3/4 hours without dropping serve. Probably deserved to lose another serve along the way, but the slightly injured Raonic not able to break just the once only.
Both of these guys so good at digging themselves out of the corners. The defensive skills are probably the best in the business. Such good athletes, such good dynamic balance. Djokovic's case especially his flexibility. statement of intent you boys were talking about.
15-30.
It's Novak's uncle. I've seen his mom and dad around. Of course, just to the right of your screen is his long-time agent, Eduardo Artaldi. So got to meet Novak when he was with his previous clothing brand. Been together ever since. So good at neutralizing the big serve.
15-14.
Hard and deep, right back at you. Normally you'd be expecting to be on the front foot after a good serve like that. Djokovic just rocks you back.
This will rock Murray back if he drops this serve.
2 break points.
Djokovic.
We saw him as a previous
Djokovic
match
leads
against Federer, got the early break and it's tough to reel in. And it's not how you want to start the match. And now it becomes a double whammy, right? Because not breaking
And then loses, but the way he lost it with a double fault and a short his second serve that was hammered at 15 all, and then that rather weak forehand off a little faded shot. So disappointing start there.
But both just a little untidy in those 2 games. Might see how Djokovic plays this one out.
Oh, that's world class. This guy's got so many tools in his arsenal.
15.
For such a long time, I've always said someone up the other end, whoever it is, has to be aware of this drop shot. It never changes. And I think that the world changed in the first round now. I actually saw him play a cross-court drop shot off the backhand wing. But how well does he execute this?
And it's the disguise you can't see it coming.
It must be very difficult.
A little worried about the forehand wing if I was Emily Mauresmo. And he's coached, he's had a couple of average ones.
Yeah, it's definitely his weaker wing. Technically not as sound as the backhand. Can't defend against that. I mean, really a bit of a nothing ball, I think, at this level. Tried to neutralize Djokovic. He had none of it. He's off to a flyer after the shaky opening service game. He has steadied the ship and then some. Djokovic, 3-love already after just 11 minutes.
Well, we were talking about the necessity for Murray to win the opening set. At the moment, he's struggling to actually get on the scoreboard.
What does that do to you mentally if you're Andy? Are you already thinking about the fact that this is going to be a nightmare? It's going to be so tough.
Oh, he'd be shattered because he'd be expecting to come out fast and really take it to Murray in the early stages, and to be down 3-love in 12 minutes. I mean, that is a difficult thing to deal with, and he's got to try to somehow not think, well, here we go again. He mustn't think negative thoughts, but it's very hard not to.
This is the service action of Djokovic. It's gone through a couple of alterations over a number of seasons.
Find your seat, please. Ladies and gentlemen,
Kind
thank
of
you.
stuck
Seat,
with that
please.
technique, a bit more trustworthy,
Time.
reliable.
Pretty sound now, though, isn't it?
I think it's
Very.
one of the most improved shots.
It's smooth, you know.
Doesn't seem to have to redline it that
Yeah.
often. He knows that he can increase the pace if need be. Forever, endless hitting the lines and corners, it seems.
So already a must-win game this for Murray.
So that's the one. I'd like to see him do that a bit more often when he gets the right ball to do it off.
15 left.
Alan, talk a little bit about matchups in our sport. When you're playing against a guy who's got your number, what does it feel like?
Well, I played against a few who had my number, so it didn't feel too good.
Yeah, me too. I know that feeling all too well.
No, but he's won 10 out of the last 11 matches against Murray. Now, you've got to put the negative thoughts out of your mind, but not easy to do. Because whatever you do, this guy up the other end seems to be able to handle it and add a bit.
Back in the late 90s, I drew
15
Leighton
all.
Hewitt 5 consecutive tournaments in a row, first round.
Yeah.
First time the very first match up that we played, I was very close to victory, didn't end up winning.
Yep.
But tried to play the same way for the next 3 matches. Got my butt kicked from here to Kingdom Come. But on that very 5th time,
Yep.
I just threw it out. Okay, there's a high possibility I'm going to lose. But I went out and just tried. I was quite relaxed,
Yeah.
but I just tried something a little
15,
different.
30.
You know, just trying to find an opening, and finally was able to inflict defeat on Leighton Hewitt in our 5th time.
Get the feeling that Murray might need to do against the world number 1 today. So far, he's not getting much love. And the forehand, as you suggested, is breaking down early doors a lot.
15-14.
He seems to be smothering the ball. He's got to stay a bit lower and then drive up with his legs and lift it. You know, he seems to be just getting on top of it a bit.
His brother watching from the players' box. Of course, winner yesterday night in the men's doubles was Jamie. His 2nd major, incidentally. Won the mixed doubles at Wimbledon in 2007.
Again, Djokovic.
Well, it's another forehander, unforced error from Murray.
Djokovic leads 4 games to love.
Still, the man from Scotland doesn't have a digit alongside his name that's meaningful.
This is just a disaster for him.
And again, you go back to that first game. If he breaks there, I mean, the whole dynamic of the set could be different.
nothing much happening from his end of the court.
15
So,
left.
you know, he hasn't really come out and tried, you know, anything. He hasn't upped his level. There's been no view to finish a point quickly. He's been finishing the point quickly with errors.
Well, that forehand is just
30
really
left.
breaking down here, and of course Djokovic is targeting it. As you said, Robbie, it's not his best shot, Andy Murray, but it's not usually like this. So the one thing he would know, Andy, is that he can get a lot better than this. Okay, this set's gone,
Yeah.
but he knows that he's a much better player than this,
40
and
left.
he'll really work hard early in the second set.
I remember when Novak
14,
first
15.
broke on the scene, it was those linear shots, the up the line forehand and backhand. It was so devastatingly good. He's shown some good skill already in that department tonight. I remember when he won in Canada, he beat the top 3 players in the world, quarters, semis, final. Kind of announced himself to the world. It was those shots in particular, the ability to change direction on the shots seamlessly. Real strength of his.
Right on it.
Game, Djokovic.
Painting the lines at the regularity. How's this for a start?
Djokovic, please. 5 games to love.
5-love first set.
Well, I think Djokovic would be surprised as well. He wouldn't have been expecting a start like this, Mark, would he?
You know, maybe searching for that early service break,
Yeah.
but you know, to pick up back-to-back service breaks would be kind of rubbing his hands.
Yeah. Well, he's going to win this set without expending any effort, so it's a huge bonus. So if it goes a long match, you know, he's already got a set without doing anything much.
Yeah, that's such an important point you make there, because I was commentating with Josh the other day. He said it's so important that if you do lose a set, you at least extract something out of your opponent.
Yeah.
And Murray hasn't done any of that so far.
Notwithstanding that Murray against Raonic could have secured
Time.
the win a lot quicker.
Well, we're only 20 minutes into this men's singles final, and Novak Djokovic has taken the bull by the horns. He is carried on from where he left off against Roger Federer. What a start that was to that match. 2 best sets of tennis I've ever seen against high quality, the highest quality opposition, and it's more of the same here in the final. Murray down to love 5.
Please.
Need to add an air of respectability to the scoreboard.
Love 15.
Well, he's remaining calm. Normally, in a situation like this, he'd be giving himself a real workout, yelling and screaming a bit about what's happening and looking up at his box, but he's pretty calm.
$15 all.
Murray's favourite serves, that slider down the middle. And similarly, the one out wide on the deuce court. It's the same action.
$15-30.
He doesn't seem to be timing the ball well. I mean, it's not zipping off his strings like it is off Djokovic's.
30 all.
What do you think that first serve percentage needs to be for the majority of this match, Mark, in order for for Andy to be successful?
I think he's got to be above the 70% mark.
That's nice. First time he's won a real meaningful rally in the match.
40,
He
50.
was lucky to do so too, because Djokovic had him a couple of occasions there and just failed to put it away, and he gave Andy a chance to come up with a big shot that should lift his spirits a little. He knows he should have won that point.
Again, Murray.
Well, he's up and running. It still might not be a gluten-free
Djokovic
set.
leads 5-1.
He's avoided the bagel. But Djokovic could still give him the breadstick.
Yeah, you think he'd won the tournament?
Thank you.
And Matty Little on the right there trying to give some impetus to his man. And of course, the Leon Smith Davis Cup captain, very emotional. But,
15 left.
world number one, as cool as a cucumber. There's those up the line shots again. It's the depth control. The fact that he takes it so early. Saw that one coming.
Did he ever? And as soon as
15 all.
Djokovic took that racket back, Murray was calming forward. Just a little hop.
Yeah, I remember that drop shot got him into a lot of trouble in that match against Seymour. Of course, the Frenchman was able to keep it a lot closer than what Murray's been able to do so far.
Not doing too well in the extended rally department. He needs to win a couple of those rallies to mentally have a victory over Djokovic, as well as winning the point. He needs to say, well, I can outlast you, or I can out-tough you in a point.
It's so difficult because if you see the length that Novak is keeping in that rally, it's so difficult to be proactive. And then when he does go cross-court, it's such a sharp, powerful angle.
More aggressive there
30 all.
with that return. Jumping on top. That's what excited me so much last year with Murray. That just the momentum coming forward, returning everyone's second serve. Gave him plenty of hope in last year's final. Haven't seen it as much. Not repeating quite as many times this season so far.
Let's see what he does here at 30 all, Mark. Second serve. Such a good tennis IQ. That time he knew where Murray was going to go.
just, I think, as you say, just like a Dan Brown novel. Just read him so well, Djokovic.
That's what I want to see more of. But it'll be interesting, Alan, to see how much Novak will continue to keep hitting that second serve to the backhand of Andy on the ad side.
Well, while he's still travelling pretty easily, I don't think he'll bother about it too much. But he's not serving as many first serves in as he needs, actually, Djokovic. Hasn't hurt him yet.
Back to deuce.
And Andy is one of the great returners. A low percentage shot there.
Advantage, Djokovic.
He's just starting to work his way into this match. 30 all, a little pressure he'd applied to the serve, and then gives him a freebie there.
So 29 minutes in. Novak's got a second set point.
This
Novak has never lost to Andy when he's won the opening set. Again, you're looking for the psychological edge if you're Novak. You'll probably be well aware of that fact. Won 10 of the last 11. Trajectory and pace on that shot.
Oh, he gets nice. There's a lovely
Djokovic.
margin of error on his shots. Nice loop on the ball. Can flatten it out when he needs to. He got the first serve in there, which he wanted. And that sets it up. 1-2 punch, you've got to have it. Serve and forehand.
It's thin contact with that ball. Exactly half an hour for the world number one to bag the opening set here in the men's singles final of the 2016 Australian Open. Djokovic wins it 6 games to 1.
Well, I think the signs are a little better there. The last 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so of that set, Andy certainly picked up his game.
It's surprising to see Djokovic. Alan, you were mentioning the first serve gone astray for Novak. Just the balance. We always highlight between the winners, unforced errors in the positive, just for Djokovic. Not tracking well for Andy Murray at this stage.
I think the interesting one for me, that first serve percentage for Andy, it's almost around that 70% mark that we were looking for. But the problem is he's struggling to win points behind it. In fact, he's losing more points than what he's winning when he gets the first serve in. So testimony to this guy's return game. Spreads the court so well. A little bit short, boom, makes you pay. Intelligent serving.
Problem that may happen now if obviously we're expecting that Murray's going to come out and have a real push, get his nose in front. But I think Djokovic also is capable of going with him. We want to try and enforce an early break himself.
Sits, please. Thank you.
Well, he seemed to stabilise the forehand a
Second
bit
set,
towards the end of
30-7.
that first set as well. I mean, it was really shaky first half, but towards the end of this, he started to get his rhythm a bit better.
He's got new balls. Let's see how the second set unfolds.
Fifteen love.
12 major titles on the court. We've got a fair few in the booth.
20. We like rounding it up.
Rounding it up. I
between
mean, can I
Alan
take
and
one of those? I mean, can you spare me one there?
What, 5? We'll give you 5. Let's go up to 25.
19. And none of them are mine, folks.
Letters for serve.
Mark Woodford, Alan Stone alongside me, Rob Koenig. It's been a fascinating opening set here. If you weren't with us, Murray had break points in the opening game. Djokovic's serve wasn't able to break, got broken the very next game. And next service game thereafter, so it's been an uphill struggle. But great players, able to wipe the slate clean and carry on. Let's see what happens.
That's a big win for Murray, that point.
And I love the emotion afterwards as well, Alan. Just letting Djokovic know.
Yeah, I'm going to be here for a while.
Yeah. The crowd starting to sense that, and you can see the reaction there from Murray, that Murray's now, I don't know if he was nervous, I wouldn't have thought so, but he now feels that he's going to be able to match it with Djokovic from here.
Right back at you.
13-15.
Either player coming too much, but this is a good pattern of play here from Novak.
Nicely done. Very secure on that forehand wing.
Of course, Mark Woodford spent a couple of months with Djokovic a little early on in his career, really working on that net game, helping him out, giving him some advice. And he gets 15% royalties for life. I mean, that's a good deal.
Oh, well. And we're friends of his.
I know. So mates rates.
Drinks all around.
Come on.
Might need some help there with Andy. Just waiting for the ball to come to him, and should have been maybe searching to go out to it.
It's a mistake the youngsters of today often make on the volley. They don't go and meet it.
That was a timely first serve.
40-30.
More ways than one. 30-all point, and it registered 211.
And it's his expectation level, though. Expects to make it. Very important first game of the second set for Andy, just to get that momentum working in his favour after getting almost shut out in the opening stanza. Like the body language, start to feel good about yourself, don't you?
Well, Murray's turned it around a little here. For the first time, we've actually seen him show some emotion and encouraging himself. So that's a good sign. He was very passive in that first set. As we have a look at his service motion, it's a pretty good one. sometimes could get a little further into the court with his weight transference. You see that left foot only landed just in front of the line. I'd like to see that land half a metre at least in front of the line.
And on that second serve, tends to de-accelerate through the ball as well. Would love to see him just go out after it a whole lot more. Commit to it.
Just
A little bit. It's clearly out, Andy. No doubt.
Clearly out.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. 15 left.
Novak's pointing as well. He was pretty sure it was out. Just a little on drive there with the backhand. Definitely wide. Good umpiring as well from Carlos Ramos. Nice and definitive.
One of the most difficult forehands right there, I think, for most players. The ball was shooting through low, but he just rushes up over the top of the ball so quickly, Novak.
Yeah, exquisite wrist control. Getting the right amount of spin and pace on the shot. The depth of this guy, shot in and shot out, is quite incredible for me.
yes, the high level that he's able to hit those ground strokes one after another. He's got such complete faith in them, in himself, I think.
The longer the ball remains in the air, quicker it's going to come to you. So that's why depth is so important.
(40-15). Again,
Hitting the little
Djokovic.
slider out wide really well.
1 game over.
Gets it so short in the box. Good angle, of course. Court's taken that spin really well. A little quicker this year than previous years. That's the word on the street. That's what most of the players have said. You need those go-go gadget arms to catch up to that kind of serve. That first serve points won. It's incredibly low, especially given that he's making a lot of first serves. Normally that number would be in the, the high 70s, low 80s. It's always a challenge when you take on Djokovic, the best returner in the game.
Love 15.
That jet flying right over Rod Laver Arena there. It actually distracted Andy a little, so I don't know if it caused him to serve the double, but he had to sort of stop his motion and look up.
I mean, maybe it was one of the tournament sponsors, right? This is the time you need to come over, give you a bit of airtime.
Well, he's responded well. Double fault ace.
15 all.
Just guessing there a little bit was Novak. He knows Andy likes that slider down the middle. going to take that serve away from the Scot.
Solid. Now Murray's working his way into this match. The forehands, he's fixed it up. Winning some key points from the back of the court here.
There's that slower serve, trying to get some height and depth. Djokovic sending it menacingly close to the corner, pushing Murray off the baseline.
It's a great camera angle, isn't it? It gives you a real feel for what it's like to face a serve like Murray's.
40-30.
Just that slight lean to the left, and there's no ways Djokovic is going to make it. Good slider, that one. Adorned with all manner of spin.
Oh, again, the incredible accuracy and depth.
It's a completely different shot to the inside-out forehand. You're going over the highest part of the net. You've got a lot less court to hit into. You've got to really load up on the spin. Did it so well there. Oh, you need a little bit of that, Alan.
He got lucky there. As you said, you know, got to go your way sometimes. This is a handy time for it at deuce. Usually they pop up a bit higher than that and set up and give their opponent a pretty easy shot. But
it's interesting. The net devices that they have these days not only detects the let, but it now measures the tension of the net as well. So all the nets now are the same tension, which I think is a good thing.
it's amazing.
See how the head just pulls away a little early. Doesn't keep it nice and still behind the ball like Roger Federer or David Nalbandian. Djokovic will continue to plug away at that weaker wing of Murray's. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Well, Murray ambling into net though after hitting his what turned out to be an approach shot, but
Well, I think he thought he had the point pretty won. He'd get an easy volley. But I mean, no one hits the ball as well as this guy on the stretch.
It's jaw-dropping stuff.
You're right though, Mac. Look, he just got the service line.
should have been in a little better.
It's a nice bounce back ability, but as well with that pattern of play. And the guys are deep in that backhand court. And most of the time they do pull it cross court. So if you're the advancing net guy, you have to look for that. You've got to expect something of quality from Djokovic. So It's an important pattern of play. If you've done your homework, you've done your research on the match, you'll know that. That's why he's #1 in the world. Well, that's a direct result. So
Advantage,
2 points ago.
Djokovic.
Yeah. Yeah, but it didn't sound clean off his strings, though, either. Just when his forehand looked to be coming good, he's missed a couple this game.
Don't want to give this guy too many bites at the cherry. Second breakpoint opportunity here for Novak. An interesting point now.
Well, he was a little defensive there. I mean, he hit a ball just within centimetres of the baseline. He could have come in maybe, and he hesitated and ended up losing the point.
He who hesitates is lost. And I thought it was a golden opportunity for him to come and put pressure on Murray, put pressure on the pass.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Just in the body language of both guys there. Murray having a laugh at missing the point, but Djokovic annoyed with himself that he didn't convert on the previous break point. I think he's berating himself for not being more aggressive when he had the opportunity. Let's see what happens this time round. Third break point.
Let for serve. Yes.
That's one of the weaker parts of his game, the overhead. Often lets lobs bounce, does Andy, when most other players would take it out the air, but he's done well with that smash.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Got a lot of change of pace there from Novak.
Well, doesn't pick the wrong shot, does he? If he's stretching on his backhand, he just plays a little soft slider, but he gets it deep. And then when he's not stretching, he hits the heavy two-hander. So he seems to be playing the wrong
Time
shot.
violation warning, Mr. Murray.
That's interesting. We haven't had any of those throughout the course of this tournament. And remember, at Grand Slam level, it's only 20 seconds between points. At tour level, it's 25.
Please, please.
You would think at the majors you'd be allowed more time between points.
Oh,
Given that it's 3 out of 5 sets.
yeah, it should be reversed, shouldn't it? Should be 25 here and 20 in the regular tour. That's a good response, this, though. Someone in the crowd's giving him a bit of a workout.
Sometimes he feeds off that.
Advantage Murray.
Those long games like this, they can often prove to be major plot points in the outcome of a set.
Game Murray.
Nice game to win. Almost 12 minutes in duration.
Murray leads 2-1.
Andy gets his nose back out in front. 2-1 second set, first set, Djokovic.
Boy, that was a big hold in the context of this match. And in the end, he did it well. Served an ace. And one of the break points had to deal with a code violation for time delay. Got heckled by somebody.
Interesting that Carlos Ramos would, jump in there at that stage. It has never really seemed that either player taking too much time. It didn't look like that Novak had even motioned to Carlos to keep track on it. So it's a big call from Carlos there.
And in all fairness, ITF have been so much more lenient on that rule.
Time. Find your seats, please.
have.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Sit quickly, please.
What a magnificent shot of the setting sun here in Melbourne. Of course, the 2016 Australian Open is about to come to an end, but not before these two guys go at it. The number 1 and 2 players in the world.
Please be seated. Thank you.
For that trophy right there.
Thank you.
Brooks Challenge Trophy. He's held it aloft 5 times.
And it's got a few dollars in it as well.
It has, huh?
Ready for play. Players are
3.4.
waiting. Please be seated.
3.4 million
Thank you.
to the winner.
I mean, do you think Djokovic will be able to get that into his account? Because his account's pretty full at the moment, Alan.
I think he's got several.
$21 million he made last year, did Djokovic. It's the most in any season by any player. It's prize money alone. That's excluding endorsements.
Love 15.
Worth reiterating the rule about when you do get a time violation when you're serving. You do get another time violation. You don't lose the point, do you?
Lose the first serve.
That's all. And again, if it happens again?
You're going to fill us in. You lose the second serve?
No, just lose the
Double
first serve
fault?
again.
Oh,
That's
really?
all.
So it continues on?
Yeah. So
If you're the returner, you lose the point. Isn't
that's right.
15 all.
If you're a returner and you've had a violation for anything, racket abuse or whatever, and you get a code violation for time wasting, then you do lose a point. But not if you're the server. It's just the loss of the first serve on each and every occasion. The idea is to make the penalty less severe,
13-15.
in the hope that the players will speed things up a little bit and know that the ramifications of it aren't too bad.
Couple
of good first serves there. Still not serving at his best, I don't think. So the second serves haven't had a lot on them. It's not hurting him in the match yet.
That's what great players are able to do. They just build pressure so quickly. Murray's been serving for 12 minutes.
2 games over.
Suddenly, Djokovic holds in about 90 seconds, and he feels like he's been serving for the last 20 minutes.
Good thing is he hasn't wasted too much energy on that first game. Still got plenty of zip in the legs here to hold serve.
The opening 4 games here have lasted almost as long as the entire first set.
15 love.
Well, I like the way serving wide to the first court. Take Djokovic way out of court, get a short reply, and then you can do that with it, but keep it away from a backhand return as much as you can. It's so good.
That's the passing shot you've got to make him hit. Going over the highest part of the net.
30 love.
If he pulls it off, too good. Got to take the cross-court one here away from him. So strong with the outside leg. You can see muscles working in the quads there. You were talking about shot selection, Alan, and that's where Djokovic is so good, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Every now and then you'll see Murray choose the wrong shot like he did there, and he knows it. You rarely see that from Novak. His decision-making is so good, and especially so under pressure. We're talking about the smallest of differences.
40-15.
Murray leading the ace race. It's a great shot there with the fluff coming off the ball. What a rally. Andy Murray electrifying the crowd here in Rod Laver Arena. He's given his fans something to cheer. 3-2 he leads second set.
Well, that was a terrific defensive lob he hit there. It shows you he's thinking properly. Now, someone like Nick Kyrgios would have played a tweener there and messed it up totally.
Of course.
But because he'd want to entertain the crowd and all that stuff, Djokovic plays the drop shot off a drop shot, which is a good idea. Murray gets to it. Djokovic is in the exact correct position. Plays the lob volley. He could have actually angled it away in front of him to win the point, but you would think he's in pretty good shape here. What a defensive lob.
Yeah, that's old school.
That is. Long time waiting under the ball.
Time.
Mistimes it. And then from just about the front row, he puts it away. Big lift, and the crowd really got behind him there. So all those sort of little things like that, you start to feel a little bit better about yourself.
Oh, what a ticket to have. Grand Slam final. And lucky enough to have number 1 and 2 players in the world going at it. Bruising rally again. It's interesting, 9th time.
15 left.
Top 2 seeds have met in the Australian Open final in the open era. Do you think it would be more?
Well, it's first Grand Slam of the year. There's usually a few upsets. But you wouldn't have thought it would be the 1 and 2, though.
Yeah, just 9 in the open era.
Looks like a very different approach for Murray in this game. He was probably 95% of the way in that first rally on top.
Again, here's that second serve to Murray's backhand. And I reckon Djokovic is going to learn pretty quickly. He's gone there a couple of times now and got burnt.
Please.
He loves that little slider down the middle. I think he's going to bring that out sooner rather than later.
Second serve's not its usual, not much zip on it, and he's frustrated with it. I mean, that was 149 Ks. The one before was 144.
And this is just doing that there. I mean, it's really minuscule in the big scheme, but the crowd kind of almost like riling him even further.
Go back to shot selection again, don't we?
I mean, that's just the second shot in the rally. Now, Novak had rallied cross court 6 times. He wouldn't mind. He's just waiting for the right ball, and he's just pulling the trigger too early there.
That's what happens when Murray just decelerates on that forehand. Doesn't get enough racket head speed, ball's got no penetration. You lose control of it. He's in double digits now as far as those unforced errors are concerned on the forehand wing. Difference, and he's got some racket head speed.
Yes.
It's quite an anomaly in our sport because the harder you swing, the more control you get. You've got some more spin on the ball, and it's the spin that gives you the control. A lot of people might think, well, the harder I swing, the less control I have. Yes, maybe for the average player, but not for these guys.
surprised. He can't be overly disappointed with that particular point. He's come out striking the ball firmer. It's coming off cleanly in this game, but maybe overexcited that it was there for him.
Yeah.
Wanting to get it there too soon.
And he knows it's got to be good as well, because the guy on the other side of the net's pretty quick, to say the least. I'm excited from what I'm seeing from this guy now.
Yeah, he's into it now.
Yeah.
Yep. He's enjoying the battle now. He was very passive early in the match. Djokovic just ran all over him, but now he's not doing too much of that now. He's really having to work hard now.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Yeah, annoying when you've made such a good return, a serve, getting the points. You don't want to lose it like that. It's an important game to win for the world number one. So well tested by Murray, but
3 games
as he
over.
so often does, just finds a way to get the scoreboard working in his favor. Approaching 9 o'clock local time here in Melbourne. This battle is now well and truly joined in the second set. 3 apiece.
Love 15.
Mixed it up well to the outside, hasn't he, Alan?
They served well there and well to the out wide to the juice court, but second time he started with a double and then followed it up with an ace.
Show us the bomb out wide, the slider up the tee on the outside. Spreading the court beautifully.
30-15.
Taking his time when he approached the net. Opportunity just to prop balance on that right leg.
really shouting towards his box. But he defended valiantly there and then just ran out of patience. That's something that Djokovic doesn't do.
Yeah, when those legs are burning and the lungs are burning, it's just tougher to execute those power shots. Just don't have the same ground reaction force or timing that you need. Break point here for Novak. That's the difference between the two, and Djokovic gets a look. He converts.
Djokovic leads 4-3.
Novak now a set and a break to the good. He leads 4-3 second set.
There was a prime example of the difference. Djokovic had the point to put away after 3 or 4 hits. Murray recovered well, so Novak doesn't decide to go for a big shot because he should have won the point. He just moves back and keeps the rally going smoothly until he gets another opportunity. Andy would have gone for one somewhere earlier than that and messed it up.
It's a shot that's always a barometer of how well Murray's playing that forehand down the line. When he's hitting it really well, he's feeling confident. But today, when he has hit it hard, it's been a little too central. When he's hit it close to the line, it's been a little too soft. Penny for the thoughts. Right now I'm showing Novak Djokovic is thinking a lot of positive thoughts.
Well, he was able the last service game as well. He was able to mask just his lull.
Yep.
Wasn't striking the ball well, was pegged back by Murray, but still survived and just was able to quickly pick up that service break. Murray not able to shield his down period in that last game, surrendering the break.
$15.
Solid backhand. Murray just can't, just because he's drop serve now, start to just play passive tennis. He's still got to be proactive.
Oh, that's beautiful. He's changed direction there seamlessly.
15-30.
That's not easy to do when the ball's coming at you down the middle. Create an angle. He used that left hand to just stabilize the racket and hit through that backhand beautifully. Off chance here for Andy.
30 all.
It seems like he just gets it early.
It doesn't seem to get through it. It's not a clean hit, is it? And
No.
they're usually dragged into the tape, that one cross court, unless he has to really remind himself to give it more height. Then it loses a bit of its penetration, but it's hurt him tonight.
Got away with one there.
13-14.
I think there's a little tension up even on Djokovic's end of the court. You know, the recognition that, I mean, this match could be broken right open in his favor here. It was a very tentative played point, I felt, from Djokovic.
And the wrong shot there. He could have just pushed it down the line.
Yeah.
That miss has given Murray break point. Chance to get back on track.
He's got it, I think.
Mr. Djokovic, challenging the call. Right near sideline, the ball's called in.
Well, he needs a line licker, and he's saying, come on, come on, come on. He wants us to be in, Alan.
Well, I thought it was in, but it is.
That's how good it's got to be against the best player on the planet. And sport is all about bounce back ability. Murray's done it in the 8th game of the 2nd set. Put a little asterisk next to that game. Could prove very pivotal in the outcome of the set and certainly the match.
Love.
It's so nice after having such a tough game. Start out your own service game with a bomb.
I think we've got to give him a lot of credit. He didn't drop his head, which he can sometimes when he's playing Djokovic, and he'd lost his last serve and start sort of feeling sorry for himself and giving himself a hard time. That was a great effort from him to break back.
Let for serve.
And he knows 3 points are so hard to come by. Just have to do it all over again. Okay, Carlos, I'll show you I can do it again.
Crowd a bit more into the match. Momentum building nicely in the Brits' favour.
Yes, after that first set, Mark, the crowd was pretty quiet, weren't they? They were wondering whether they were going for a nightcap.
No flashlight photography, please. Thank you.
So this has energised them now. They're right into this. too much.
30 all.
Return just superb under the circumstances. Can't say it was a poorly directed serve by Murray, but Novak again, height, close to the line, makes him move off of that centre axis.
Thank you.
He's targeted his weaker wing as well. Bonus.
When he was down break points in the third game, he came up with a couple of big serves. Repeats the dose here.
I love the spin on that. It's a great camera angle. You can see it's always moving away from Novak. He knows how important that is. It's funny, Mark, isn't it? On their return, Novak had so much more time on the ball and he missed it.
Taking a too long a bigger step, perhaps.
Sometimes just playing on instinct. It's more effective.
Kind of just seems to be wearing on Djokovic a bit more there. Seems to be breathing a little deeper than Murray.
I would agree. I think in the rally now at the moment, Murray's hitting the ball better in the rallies.
Advantage Murray. Yes.
Just when you have a look at both players, the way they react after points. Djokovic very much in control of his emotions. Murray not expending more energy.
Advantage Djokovic.
It's been a problem for Murray in the match so far, his inability to defend that second serve well. It's going to be tough to get it even to around 50%, but currently he's only won 27% of the points on that second deal. Oh, he's vaporized that backhand. Like a little bit of anger and frustration.
Well, he's flattening it out a little bit more than Novak. Novak's got a little bit more spin, and he's creating a bit more pace at the moment off his backhand.
Advantage Murray.
Wants to be taking it on the backhand side more often. Murray is clouting two of them cross court.
Oh, I like that word, clouting. So early as well, that's key against Novak. Got to take time away from him. Oh, that could be a massive game in the context of the set yet again. So many of them. Murray back out in front, 5-4.
Oh, it's a gutsy effort from the Scot. Down 4-3 with the break and things not looking too good. And in past matches against Djokovic, I feel that's where he'd drop his shoulders would slump and he'd think, here we go again. But to his credit, not the case there. Two very gutsy games, a break back and then a tough hold.
So many battles within the overall war that you fight. I mean, it's every serve game, isn't it? Just weighs you down mentally and physically. So that's where these guys are so good. And when they play one another, they know that it's a sufferfest.
But a very different approach. I mean, it hasn't been, he hasn't earned the break back by playing passively. He's gone out after searching for that backhand cross court. Guaranteed he's going to make a few errors along the way. Keep up the attacking play.
They're certainly enjoying themselves. It's been a roller coaster ride already for them.
Sit quickly, please.
Murray,
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
struggling through
Sit,
a few
please.
service games here in the second set. But when he glances up to the
Ready to
scoreboard,
play.
he'll take a lot of heart. And he's got a 5-4 lead.
Please be seated.
Just
Thank
a
you.
game away from squaring things up. Easier said than done. Always got to view the glass half full rather than half empty. New balls.
Let for serve. Lot 15.
How important is that first point, Alan?
Absolutely vital. Very hard to break serve if you don't get the opening point, but having got it, he can afford to relax and really go for something here, because Djokovic has got to play 2 good points to get ahead in the game. That's huge.
A very sound point.
Just using his weapons there. That backhand cross court. I talk about the security. Was very comfortable.
Hitting the ball aggressively to safe targets. That's what you want to see.
15,
You've got to go out there and win it against Djokovic. You can't hope for him to make mistakes.
Well, that's what's turning it around. This cross-court backhand, really hard and flat, and able to get a reasonable angle as well.
Just like the intent is not to really take the ball early, a couple of smaller steps up to it. I think the shot would have been very makeable.
I want to see him rip that down the line. Come in, say past me.
Because that's the one he's missing, so he may as well avoid it. And as you said, hit it down the line, which he seems to hit a little better. He's making the errors cross court.
It's hard to, say that's a bad miss, when he's sighting that backhand so very well.
Yeah.
Big hold. He knows it.
5 games old.
Dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, 15-30 and missed that forehand. And he doesn't get enough elevation on the shot. They're all going into the net, and it's the lower part of the net as well. So whether he's trying to do too good a shot or create too good an angle, but I'm with you. I'd be hitting it down the line, even though it's Djokovic's backhand. At least you're in the play, and at 5:30, he's under pressure. He's got to do something special to beat you.
Favre.
left.
Combination of shots. Now 37 minutes this match has been on the go. And coming into the final, Murray spent about an hour and 15 minutes more on court than what Djokovic has.
40 left. Let's second serve. Mr. Murray challenging the call. Left hand sideline, the ball was called out.
Novak gave it a bit of a stare. Did he fake him out there? Did he know it was always out?
I think he conned him there.
Murray has to challenge remaining.
That shot just hasn't been happening for Djokovic, the backhand up the line either. Not often enough tonight.
Well, he seems to have gone into his shell a little bit, Novak. I mean, this might bring him out of it, but I think he's been a bit passive this set, and he's allowed Murray to really get on top in these rallies. The crowd's getting fired up.
Just wearing him down.
No grunting either in that rally. Very silently played. One of the best rallies that we've had, certainly healthy hitting on.
Yep. Thank you.
Against 99 out of the top 100 players, that rally would have been good enough. Djokovic is not in that category. He's made it. So clutch under pressure.
Djokovic.
He doesn't overplay, Alan.
He doesn't. I mean, he could have panicked here. A good get, good lunge, keeps himself alive. Novak just calmly doesn't mind going for depth on that either.
Yep.
But this was 40 love, wasn't it? A few shots ago.
Yeah,
that's right. Depth from Djokovic is suffocating. And from love 40 down, he breaks to go ahead 6-5 in the second set.
Well, I think we were talking about he'd gone into his shell a little bit, but at about 40-15, he decided that he needs to pump it up a little bit, and he did, and he started to regain the ascendancy in the points, and at the end it was him who was on top in the rallying again.
I'm wondering in the last couple of points when Djokovic was serving at 5-4, 4-5 down, he ended up coming to net, just kind of broke out of that mold of just being on the baseline. So maybe that just reminded him that he's got to be somewhat aggressive. That paid huge dividends right there.
It's interesting as well. I'm thinking back to the 40 love point when it was a routine forehand that Murray missed cross court. Remember the one that Djokovic ended up looking at? And you can't play those lackadaisical points. You've got to shut that game out as soon as possible against these guys. It's been a good feeling for the Serbs over the last 13 months. What their man has been able to do has been quite astonishing. It's the 17th final in a row.
Sit, please. Right
for Djokovic.
Please be seated.
Since he last lost in the quarterfinals to Ivo Karlovic in Doha back in 2015. Serving for a 2-sets-to-love lead now.
Well, Murray broke back immediately earlier in the set, but that's got to be soul destroying though, that loss of serve from 40 love up.
He comes around the side of the forehand so much, it's always tough for Murray to get good penetration down the line, especially when he takes the ball early. Default setting on the forehand is cross court.
Second serve hasn't been great all night, and that, as you said earlier, that was a deceleration.
131.
Well, even the best get a bit tight.
He defended it pretty well. He's won 58% of the points behind it, which probably signed for most matches, Ellen, even a Grand Slam final.
Yeah.
It's what happens in the most important points. That's crucial. Let's see what happens here.
Well, I don't see that too often, do you? Successive double faults from him.
And two different ones. I think on the previous point he went for the kick. That one was trying to come around the outside.
Thank you.
Breakpoint Murray.
Deuce.
A bit late to start questioning the call now. He sort of challenged immediately if he thought it was long.
I think he kind of fancied the quality of the return. So again, I don't want to be missing that backhand in the net. If you are going to miss long.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Against this guy, you don't get too many looks in. And you've got to take the opportunities when they present themselves. Set point, Djokovic. Mentally, he is a fortress. Novak Djokovic just a set away from a 6 Australian Open crown. He's got a 2-sets-to-love lead.
Well, there's almost a hint of resignation in that last forehand, I felt, that found the net from Murray. As I said, hard to come back from that crucial stage 5-all and lose his serve from 40 love up. His opponent gave him 2 double faults in that game and he still didn't break, so that's not a good sign.
Oh, that's a fundamental difference between the two, and Novak gets that half look and he converts, and Andy gets a little help from his opponent, and the half look he doesn't.
Plenty of resiliency and the play of Djokovic in that set. The unforced errors piling up on both players in set number 2.
It certainly was a set where we saw Murray taking a few more chances, looking to rip his backhand cross court and put a bit more pressure on Djokovic. When it really mattered, this guy kept his nerves so well.
It's a steely look.
It is. And it's such a great
6
strength
please, thank you.
to be able to concentrate for
Yeah.
such long
Third set,
periods of
Murray
time,
reserve.
isn't it?
Well, the stats show there that Murray hit a lot more winners, and he really played well that set when he was down a break midway through, and he got back, and he was out muscling Djokovic for a while, but he just couldn't recover from that loss of serve from 40 love up at 5-all.
Mountain to climb now. Third set, here we go. Murray to start.
15 love.
All right. Comebacks from 2 sets to love down. Guess we've got to start looking at those numbers. And he's done it 8 times in his career.
The big question, though, was any of those 8 against Djokovic.
It's unfortunately a no.
Thought you were going to say that. This is where he's got to fight the mental demons, Andy. That plagued him.
Just letting himself down there to stop really with the footwork. As soon as this ball goes up, there's no real sharp feet to get back behind it. Just adding to his pain with that miss.
Please.
That's the last time he did come back with 2 sets to love down. Alan was at the US Open. That was against Adrian Manarino. Different quality opponent tonight. That is for sure. Still break point though. To be kidding me.
Love on the sideline. Was called in.
Take a trip into the cartoon kingdom of Hawkeye. Oh, stop it.
Well, that's the shot of the night.
Djokovic. First game, third set. Murray has 2 challenges remaining.
Say. He played the right shot, Murray coming in. And don't forget, when more often than not, when Djokovic is playing that backhand on the stretch or on the run, loves to pull it cross court. Look at those eyes, laser down that line.
I hope you had a soft place for your jaw to land when you watched that.
15 love. Focus.
Yep.
Touch. 49.
Perfect choice of shot. Murray's got to try to take it on the full because there's no way he can turn and run around because it was a low, quick lob. just perfectly judged.
Again, Djokovic.
Just what he would have wanted, a nice quick hold
Djokovic leads 2 games to 1.
after the break, and the pressure is relentless. Murray back serving already.
Well, 4 games in a row. Just 15 minutes ago it was 5-all, 40 love for Murray. Now it's 7-5, 2 love.
Remnants of last year. It was
Yeah.
a set apiece, 3 games all. Murray had got up an early break in the third, was pegged back to 3-all, and then surrendered 9 consecutive games.
What a difference when Murray gets a bit more penetration with that forehand down the line, spreads the court better. I wonder how good his cross court is.
Also was able to cut this one off in like the V movement rather than lateral.
I mean, this is pretty comprehensive here, isn't it, when you consider it's 1 playing 2. This is not 1 playing 22 in the world rankings. Just shows you how good Novak Djokovic is.
Yes. Last 6 sets against Murray now. Read 6-1, 6-3, 6-2, 6-4, 6-1, 7-5.
Trying to say that's a little one-sided.
30-all.
I think the scoreline suggests it.
Domination.
Yep. Murray did beat him last season in Montreal.
I think the problem, Robbie, for Murray is it's not a good matchup for him. They're similar styles and the other guy's better at it than you. You put Murray against someone else who's not got this brilliant same sort of style and he'll beat them. But the matchup's not good here.
Fair few guys that don't match up well against Novak.
Yeah, but this guy's number 2.
100%. In jest, of course.
Yeah.
Important to stay within touching distance. Just the 1 break.
Djokovic
Separating
leads
these 2
2
in the third, but of course Djokovic leads by 2 sets to love.
I don't know what Andy would be thinking now at the change of, shall I come in a bit more? I mean, will I serve straight at him? I mean, should I take the pace off the shots and give him some slow balls? I mean, it's really hard to know what game plan to go to.
I mean, he was in with a shot in the second set, no question about that. You know, didn't do a whole lot wrong there. Perhaps just the decision making. That's all it is on those crucial points, Alan. And hopefully that's something you learn from. You go back and you watch the videos. Okay, it was poor decision making there. And sometimes, you know, it's more important to see it visually, watch it, and your coach telling to you, I remember that backhand that you missed on that break. Oh yes, it's powerful to see it. That's why I'm a big fan of video analysis.
Final seats, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Well, it's a real pity that he lost that game from 40 Love, because he was. I think we all felt he was getting on top in that set. He was really dominating with his cross-court backhand. He just eased off a little mentally at 40 Love. I think he thought this was an easy game, and he just didn't complete the game when he should have, and that's what's happened.
Smallest of margins at the sharp end of any sport is what makes the difference between a winner and a loser. It certainly was the case in the second set. A couple of small openings, wasn't able to make the most of them, and Djokovic has made him pay as a result. He's got a 2-set-to-love lead, and he's a break to the good here in the third.
Love 15.
Another forehand of rich quality. Right at the pinnacle of the bounce is when he catches it.
Mark, do you think Novak could win the Grand Slam this year? I mean, he missed it by one match last year. I mean, he's playing just as well.
If not better. I think this domination is certainly has that little bit of a stench, real possibility.
It's a great question, Alan. In all the years I've been commentating and watching these guys play, I've never felt so strongly at the start of a season that a guy's got the chance to do it, like I am feeling this year.
Well, it also, the contribution that Rafa had in the past, maybe that side of it just not as prominent at the moment, Rafa.
Yeah, particularly at the French, yeah. Nice early take on the return. Might be his last chance, Andy.
Yes.
Thinks the serve was long, getting no help from Carlos. It's tough for him to overrule on the far sideline.
But he's been sharp tonight, Ramos himself.
That might have looked a little long.
Advantage. Djokovic.
Again, those are those little mental battles that you have to win within the overall walk. Get that break point. Get that serve called out. Get a look at the second serve.
Latins for serving.
World number one's just been winning the majority of those.
Then Djokovic. Djokovic
Closes it out
3 games to 1.
on his first game points.
Djokovic's serve was picked up. He was only serving at 55% in the first set, not that it bothered him. But he's been under a bit more pressure this last set and a half, and he's been able to find the good serves when he's needed them. Which is all the trademark, of course, of a great player.
Yeah, it's excellent point you make, Alan. I remember the great Ivan Lendl saying, it's not how many aces I hit in a match, it's when I hit them. It really matters.
Just want
to get back to that discussion about the possibility of Novak perhaps completing the Grand Slam in the true sense of the word this season. Of course, long way to go, but for me it's significant that now he's got a winning record against both Federer, Murray and Nadal. And initially early on in his career was behind both Federer and Nadal by some margin. So again, everything's starting to work in his favor. He's beating the best players in the world now on a regular basis.
Ball perhaps just shooting through on Murray there, catching it a little late, didn't help with his direction.
It's just that pressure, that second serve not a bad quality, not bad pace, but Djokovic is able to just send it back with a little extra something can remain on top of the rest of the point.
It would
have been a bit naughty if that had crept over. The upper and lower bodies are working independently of one another. Such a strong core to reach over there. And I can't believe he hasn't made that. These guys have got high standards, man. Nice hold from Andy. Lovely combination of shots. Reduces the arrears. Djokovic leads 3-2 third set by 2 sets to love.
Well, it hung on well there. He could have gone away and been down a double break and all over, so good to see that he hasn't completely given up. Must be feeling a bit depressed and thinking that this might be his 5th runner-up appearance here.
I mean, just the ability there of Djokovic. 2 backhands in a row, totally off balance, back almost to where Murray is, and it's just that extra shot that he's forced to play, adding to his angst.
Sit quickly, please. Thank you. Time.
Both those serves are out. The 2 marks are both clearly out.
The first one felt in, the second one felt out, but I did not have enough.
Norman Brooks Challenge Trophy. That's what they're playing for today.
Thank you. Ready for play.
Novak's got 5 of the mini versions already in his trophy cabinet and looking to get a 6th. That's how the great Roy Emerson, if he's able to do that, won this tournament on 6 separate occasions, the demo.
Love 15.
It looks something that he could, do a whole lot more of, this type of point. It is an element of risk to it, but he's such a tremendous returner, mover, and volleyer.
Well, he could have come in earlier there. He hit a couple of great penetrating shots, and if he did what he did, as you suggested, after the first point, that again, I mean, he could have been up love 30.
This guy's got so many great qualities, but for me it's tough to choose which is better between whether he's the most incredible mover or the depth that he's able to maintain on his shots. For me, it's just incredible. A meter from the baseline every time. What are you going to give the edge to? Depth control or movement? You can only choose one, both of you.
No, I go for depth.
Woody, what about you?
For me, movement. I'm going to put the movement there in front, because he's got to be able to get there and then recover, which helps be able to
create the depth.
Yeah.
Well, he's got the lot, really. Yeah. We're just being picky.
No, of course. But he'd only want us to judge him by the highest of standards.
Absolutely.
It's certainly not like we're knocking it. Just in awe of it.
Well, second game in a row. He's had a break back opportunity.
This is once again that type of play, guys, that Murray, when he takes it on, big forehand. You don't always have to come in behind it, but just go out after that forehand a bit more.
It's got him a break point. It's one of the greatest strengths of the best players when they get the short central ball, they make you pay.
Yeah, they don't panic or rush it. Just take their time.
And that's a big target. He doesn't have to go really close to any of the sideline or the baseline. Still plenty of space for him to win the point.
What a rally. For once, Murray giving that forehand down the line, the frozen rope treatment.
And the recognition came with it after hitting the heavy forehand, following it in.
Well struck. Oh, there's still life in the old dog.
Well, hands on hips, but full marks to a more aggressive Novak Djokovic. Can't believe it. I think he thought the trophy was just about his, and look at that reaction from Andy. Taking your advice, Mark, and getting in a bit more. I think the first point gave him the confidence to repeat it a few times.
Yeah, and I think if we look back at the second set, it was that style of play that really helped make inroads into Djokovic's game. Always nice to see those shanks go long, so often land in.
15 all.
So that rally's a good indication. Got Djokovic out wide on the forehand, and then when he did have the forehand down the line, he was able to regularly hit it close to the line. Good penetration. That one just being dragged central. Of course, Djokovic is right back in the point.
(13-15).
Always part of the Murray camp. That's a shot I'd really work hard on. That forehand down the line. Of course, it's not just practicing it, hitting forehands down the line. You've got to practice it off the shot cross court from your opponent and change direction. Oh, that's an early strike. That one he can hit all day long.
14-15.
Kind of smothered this forehand as well. Instead of pulling back on that right leg, he transferred from back foot to front foot. There it is. Anchors down and the weight pushes forward.
Strong legs.
Game Murray.
Very important holds.
Murray leads 4-3.
Murray's got the lead here in the third, 4-3, but he's down 2 sets to love.
Well, 3 games in a row for him. The crowd giving him some encouragement. They want to see more. Just coming up to 2.5 hours. This is a good fighting effort from him.
Time. Sit quickly, please. Thank you. (15 left).
Djokovic having to work very hard now to see out this match. 3-1 in the third. It looked pretty much plain sailing. He's dropped 3 games in a row. Not so much from his poor play, but more aggressive from Murray.
I think in order for him to play this way as well, he's generating a lot more pace with the forehand. He's willing to stay down and have a rip at it, allowing himself to also end it at net. When he becomes passive on the baseline, that forehand tends to break down more, and I just wish that, you know, any forehand that he gets, have a bit more of a crack at it.
24 unforced errors to 11 off the forehand.
There was a bevy of them in the first 2 sets, wasn't there?
You see where Murray was standing there, well inside the baseline, putting pressure on the second serve, and drew the double fault.
It's ominous looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, well long.
30 all. Djokovic has 2 challenges remaining. Oh,
I think he was beaten by the lack of pace on that serve.
He was ready for it and almost hit it too early.
Kind of sends a definite message though, doesn't it?
Game, Djokovic. 4 games over.
Just like that, he deals with the adversity and holds. I think there might be a hint of a look in at 30 all. Not the case. Boris looking as focused as his charge.
Had to keep going forward there. Once he hesitated and had to lean back, the ball was always going to just be too low and too difficult.
It's a kiss of death, isn't it?
Yep. Once you do that, you're dead.
Good it's got to be. We saw that backhand in full flow in that second set, didn't we? Trying to replicate that. A little bit of copy and paste.
(30-15).
2-13. Fine effort from Murray here.
He's only had 5 free points on serve in this set. 8, that's 6.
14-15. Gael Murray. Murray leads 5 games to 4.
Good stuff from Murray. He leads 5-4 third set.
Plenty of support for both the players, really. The crowd's into this now. They're hoping for a fourth set. Might get their wish.
It's a bit of a buzz, isn't it? There's a little chatter hum from the crowd. I think they recognise as well. They're educated enough to see that the play of Murray just picking up the standard, giving himself a good crack at it.
Two hours and 33 minutes. Djokovic and Murray have been going at it. Murray with a couple of chances to nip that second set, but he wasn't able to make the most of the half looks that he got. But he's fought valiantly here in the third. Remember, he was down a break. Back on serve. Djokovic serving to stay in the third set.
If
you draw a line from where he contacts that forehand to this backhand, it is just so far. Djokovic so good at forcing his opponents to cover the maximum amount of distance.
Come to the net too much this match, Novak. Opportunity there.
Yeah, just 13 times in total, Alan.
Great pick up there on the forehand. But it's Djokovic, that heavy rotation, using the angle.
Djokovic, 5 games old.
It's a stronghold. I'm not feeling any scoreboard pressure whatsoever. giving Novak a taste of his own
15
medicine
love.
there.
Yeah. He's the one who's the aggressor in these rallies, Murray. Novak is a terrific counter puncher, which he's showing us, but at least Murray's going for his shots. Big difference there, 39 to 60.
That lovely tuck position, Murray, as he went up to that short forehand, a short backhand, I should say. Stayed with it.
Such good use of the left hand. Rip across side of the ball, create the angle.
Game, Murray.
That's a couple of big first serves from Andy. Nicely done.
Murray leads 6 games to 5.
Still looming large in the rear view mirror of Novak Djokovic. Also plays with contact lenses.
Yeah.
So Novak. You can see him walking around with his glasses on. Give the eyes a bit of a break every now and then. Looks quite studious, actually. You could see him being a good student at university when he's got those glasses on.
He's a good student of the game of tennis.
Yeah.
Graduated with honours.
Summa cum laude,
Yeah.
he would say.
Yeah.
High tennis IQ. So is Murray. He's a real student of the game. So much variety to it, but as much as he's got Grand Slam of Asia Pacific. It's been a fantastic fortnight culminating in this men's final. It's the 29th year we've played this tournament at Melbourne Park. Novak
Thank you, ready to play.
Djokovic has got his hands on that trophy on 5 separate occasions. Of course, before we played here, Alan, we had a Kooyong, didn't we?
Yes, absolutely. From about 1971 or 2, Kooyong became the sole home of the Australian Open. As we see Novak put it away. Before that, it used to rotate between the states, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne and Adelaide each year. On the grass.
And Kooyong, the site of your victories.
That's right.
My home court.
In the
member,
backyard.
Yeah, member of the club.
I mean, did you have to win it to become a member like the other club in London?
No.
Okay.
They made you a member if you won the Victorian Junior Championships.
Murray challenging the call off to the 6th line. The ball's called in.
Well, I mean, this game has just sprinted in the favour of Djokovic, and we're just going to, at the top of it say, Murray just needs to let it hang out here. I mean, the
40 love. Murray
The worst that can happen,
one challenge remaining.
heads into a tiebreaker, but he really hasn't had that much opportunity to participate.
Forty 15.
I love that play, especially given how good his returns are.
40-30.
Good hands here, though. Set it up with a return, but he had to play a pretty sharp low volley there. Well, this one coming up. So he stays with it, stays down.
He's got great hands in the forecourt, no question about that. To see him use them a little more often.
Just missing with the change-up serve there.
That's a better forehand. No, it's not.
Djokovic,
It's called out.
6 games all. Tie break. Both players receive one additional challenge.
You see Murray just struggle with that forehand down the line again. That's just too much fade on it. Generally, it comes around the side of it a little too much. Was one loss in the tiebreakers this season. Djokovic is 3-1. Murray 1-2.
Thank you. Ready for play. Thank you.
Here we go. Tie break time.
Fault. Murray challenging the ball. Right service line, ball's called out.
What's your gut feel in the tie break, gentlemen?
Well, I have to go with Novak, particularly if that's a double fault.
Yep.
Up to the double fault.
It is.
Barely. I would have gone with Murray because I like the style that he's
1-0
been playing
Djokovic.
towards the latter end of this set to get back into
Murray
the
has one
tiebreaker.
challenge remaining.
That really puts him on the back foot.
Yes, he built up some momentum, hadn't he?
Yeah. Only 1 point, not out of it for Murray fans.
Djokovic challenging ball left center service line, ball's called out.
This is pretty close.
Yeah.
Well, Hawkeye helping or favouring
2-0.
Djokovic here. 2 challenges,
Djokovic.
both going his way.
Led for serve.
Intelligent decision making under pressure. Got to remind yourself.
3-1 Djokovic.
Just the 1 mini break. These are the mind games you have to play.
Getting the first serve, which he desperately needed there. Urging himself on.
Djokovic.
We saw Djokovic give away back-to-back double faults. Almost cost him his serve midway through that second set. But I think 2 double faults in this tiebreaker is going to be too many for Andy.
Exact same serve as the first point. Just over the line, just pressing fractionally too much due to the seriousness of the stage of the match.
Sticking with Old Faithful.
5-1 Djokovic.
Great clarity of thought once again. Knowing his favourite patterns of play and executing it when it matters most.
And it's the control at 186. So it's not a red-lined first serve. Just be able to make sure that he's close to the lines.
Well, unlike Andy, who's double faulted twice because of the second serve, as we've mentioned, it's not as good as it needs to be under pressure in these big finals.
Djokovic not exposing a second serve in this tiebreaker, and we've seen a few. Well, we haven't seen a second serve of Murray. A couple of double faults.
Djokovic.
And that backhand unforced error on the 2-hour and 51-minute mark has given Novak Djokovic a handful of championship points.
Thank you. Thank you. 6-2 Djokovic.
Championship point number 2.
Djokovic.
Well, he's on top in the rally, Novak. Just a bit anxious there to finish it off, just overplayed. So tightening up a little, but of course still 3 more match points and these next couple on his own serve.
Big breath. That'll be 3rd time lucky. That's the way to do it. Victory for Djokovic. It's a record-tying 6th Australian Open title for the Serb. And that takes his tally to 11 majors now. He's tied the great Roy Emerson. And he's done it with ruthless efficiency. He's a winner in straight sets against Andy Murray. 6-1, 7-5, 7-6.
Well,
the supremacy that he took on. Look at Boris there, overwhelmed with emotion.
They put a chair there now for the players to climb up to receive the congratulations of their camp.
Milan Ivanovic is a long-time physio. Boris has been with him since 2014. His uncle.
Just about unbeatable at Melbourne Park, isn't he, Novak? His record here is now phenomenal, 6. And Boris is very emotional there.
Well, from the doubts that occurred at the quarterfinals, had to have been a few red flags in the Djokovic camp, but responded so quickly, taking out Nishikori, Federer, Murray without dropping a set. Well, one set against Federer, but he had to play some of his best tennis.
And you've hit the nail on the head there, Mark. His record against his peers in the last 12 months has been mind-boggling. 31 wins against top 10 opposition. For Andy Murray, it is 5th time a runner-up here in Melbourne.
Well, he'll be back, and he deserves to win one day, but it's hard to see anybody beating Djokovic in the next, year or so. But I thought he battled very hard, Murray, after such a terrible first set where he was just walloped 6-1 in 22 minutes. He came back well in that second and third.
And let's just cast our mind back. Let's not forget what happened in the opening game of the match, Mark. Murray had those break points against Djokovic. Things could have panned out very differently at the start of this one.
Might have been, but just the start of the semi-final and tonight by Murray, just surrendering a lead. Milos Raonic, obviously a little inexperience on his side of the court, getting injured along the way didn't help his cause, but if you're surrendering a break to these top players, it's hard to rebound. You want to make a very early impression, and just for Murray, I thought it was so important for him to show some colours early, place the doubt on Djokovic, that he almost a few taps on the court.
He's patting it like it's his dog. Good boy, good boy, you served me well.
It certainly has 6 finals here, and he's won all 6. That's a pretty good conversion rate in anyone's books. A quick look at the numbers. We thought that Murray would have to serve really well, especially at first serve percentage, and he came close to getting it above the 70% mark, especially in the opening 2 sets, but it was the effectiveness of the first serve that wasn't good enough. And then Djokovic making it doubly worse by really making him pay when he got a look at the second delivery, and it was always going to be an uphill battle. Murray not winning those important, crucial battles within the overall war, and you need to win a fair few of those if you want to beat Novak.
Well, I think we can go back to 5-all, 40 love. I mean, he was right in the match then. He was starting to play well, gain a little momentum. And when he lost that game, he lost 4 games in a row to get down and break in the third. And that's where I think he really battled well and showed something there, because in previous years, he probably would have let it slip and it would have been a 6-1 set perhaps. And so he did very well to break back, and then there was a couple of 30-all games. But then I thought of a very disappointing tie break when you serve 2 doubles in the tie break. I mean, you just can't beat Novak Djokovic if you give him 2 double faults in a tie break in a big final like this. So again, just disappointing for Andy. He's come up 1 short. Craig Tiley, the technical director there, congratulating Novak. But overall, I think Andy Murray has had just a stellar career to win Wimbledon, to win the US, to win the Olympic gold. To lead Britain to a Davis Cup win the first time in 75 years. I mean, he's had a great career, regardless if he can't beat this man.
And it's perhaps just a little unfortunate that his career has been crossing paths with some of the greatest in our sport. These guys setting records between them, Djokovic, Federer and Nadal. That's pretty much taken over in just about every category.
It's a bit like how good Andy Roddick was, except there was Roger Federer there.
Yeah, and times it by 3 now.
Yeah, I got it. It's mine. Yay! Never going to wash it.
She might want to. It's a very wet shirt that's been tossed.
Well, that says it all. Boris in tears.
Yeah, of course, so many questioned the relationship initially when they got together, but it's silenced the critics, have been a wonderful team and have brought the best out in one another. And that outpouring of emotion. All for that Norman Brooks Challenge Trophy. Of course, Sir Norman Brooks, as we were discussing at the start, a local boy. The trophy ceremony is pretty close to starting now. Let's head courtside. Of course, we'll just wait for international TV just to count us down. Bruce McAvan with the trophy ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we should congratulate both players tonight. Novak for a record number 6 Australian Opens. It's a remarkable achievement. And the soon-to-be father, Andy Murray, who's had to go through so much over the last couple of weeks on and off the court and has made a 5th Australian Open. Andy, so well done. On stage with me tonight is the President of Tennis Australia, Steve Healy, who must be very proud of the last fortnight. The President and CEO of Kia Motors Australia, Mr. S.H. Cho. They are a great motor car. And Ken Rosewall, ladies and gentlemen, 4 times the Australian champion, the youngest and the oldest ever to win it. Great to see your muscles. Craig Tiley, the CEO of Tennis Australia and the tournament director, and also Wayne McEwen, the tournament referee. Novak, could I dare say, as I look at Boris, it's been a good weekend for German tennis. It's my pleasure to invite Mr. Cho to the microphone.
Gentlemen, congratulations on such a great display of tennis tonight. Unfortunately, only one winner can be crowned tonight, but both of you should be proud of the sportsmanship and passion you have shown throughout this year's tournament. On behalf of everyone at Kia Motors Corporation, I thank you for showing us exactly why the Australian Open is one of the world's most exciting major sports championships. I also thank everyone at Tennis Australia, tournament staff and volunteers for their hard work in making this year's event such a huge success. And to all of the passionate fans here tonight and watching at home, the Australian Open would not be where it is today without all of you, the best fans in the world. Thank you.
That's always going to get a good cheer, isn't it? But it's so true. It feels like there's been a milestone about every second day, starting with Leighton Hewitt here at this Australian Open. The President must be a very proud man tonight. Steve Healy.
Good evening, everyone. The Happy Slam is over for another year, and despite all the challenges of the initial week, our team has come through with another phenomenal tournament. 8,000 people make up the team, and I want to thank them all for their dedication and their commitment to this tournament, and so capably and efficiently led by our tournament director, Craig Tiley, the best in the business, and our tournament referee, Wayne McEwen. To do great things, we need great partners, and I want to thank the Premier of Victoria and the Victorian Government for all of their support in this event, and to all of our wonderful corporate partners, led by Kia, ANZ, Emirates, Jacobs Creek, and Rolex. And to you, the fans who come through the gates every year in ever greater numbers, 720,363 this year, an Australian Open record, and coupled with Kids Day and the Australian Open Festival in Birrarung Ma, over 1 million people have come to the tennis this year. Fantastic. To the players, Andy, you've been fantastically consistent in Australia. Commiserations tonight, and the best of luck for the rest of the year. And to Novak, 6 Australian Opens. You equal the record of the great Roy Emerson. Congratulations and well done. Thank you. Can I now ask the tournament umpire, Carlos Ramos, to come up, please?
Well done, Carlos. Steve, thank you very much. We all know that Andy's been to 5 finals here, and he will be disappointed tonight, but what a weekend for the Murrays of Scotland and Britain, with his brother winning the doubles last night and Andy making another final tonight. I think that deserves a round of applause. It's been an incredible performance. I'm not sure what time the first flight out of Melbourne is tomorrow, but Andy's going to be a father very shortly. He's a dual Grand Slam champion, an Olympic champion, a Davis Cup champion, and to us, he's a champion here in Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Murray.
Fifth time Murray is a runner-up here in Melbourne.
I feel like I've been here before. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Novak. 6 Australian Opens is an incredible feat. And also for what he's done the last year or so, it's been incredible consistency, and yeah, just want to say well done to him and all of his team. Good job. I'd also like to thank my team, for getting me into this position and helping prepare me for this. Sorry I couldn't get it done tonight, but I appreciate all of your support for the last couple of weeks. It's been a tough few weeks for me away from the court, and I thank all of you for your support with that as well. I'd like to thank Craig Tiley, tournament director. I mean, I'm sure all of you who come to watch know how special a tournament this is, and he leads by example. He does a fantastic job every single year and always making improvements. It's such a good tournament for all of the players. So thanks, Craig, for all of your help. I'd like to thank also all of the ball kids, the officials, and all of the volunteers for helping put the event on. They literally look after the players unbelievable here, and all of the players love coming back. So thank you to all the volunteers. You do a great job. Thank you. All of the fans, what an amazing atmosphere today. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously very, very tough for me just now, but I do appreciate playing in front of all of these people. It's an amazing atmosphere, and thank you very much for coming. To all of the ex-players that are watching, there's a lot of great players sitting in the box up there. I can't see all of you, but thank you for coming. It makes playing this match even more special. So, Ken, thanks for giving me the trophy, and Rod Laver as well. I'm trying to see some more, but thank you very much for coming. It does make it extra special for us players playing in front of you.
Margaret Courts and Yvonne Goolagong as well in the crowd.
And finally, to my wife, Kim, who I'm sure is... she's going to be watching back home just now. You've been a legend the last 2 weeks. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I'll be on the next flight home.
Lovely words from Andy.
All the best, Andy and Kim. One thing, Andy, Novak hasn't stopped winning Grand Slams since he became a father, so he certainly has raised the bar, as he knows oh so well. It's been mentioned about Roy Emerson tonight. Novak is the only man in the Open era to win 6 Australian Opens and joins Emo with 6. And also tonight, he joins Bjorn Borg and Rod Laver on 11 Grand Slam titles. Would you welcome the man who's unbeaten in finals here, 6 for 6, Novak Djokovic.
The Sir Norman Brooks Challenge Trophy.
First of all, I need to pay the respect to Andy and his team for having another great tournament. Tough match, tough luck tonight, Andy. You're a great champion, great friend, a great person who is very professional and very committed to this sport, so I'm sure in the future you're going to have more opportunities to fight for this trophy. I would also like to wish you and Kim very happy and healthy delivery of your baby, and I hope that you will experience a feeling like no other before, because that's what happened to me and to my wife, so I wish you all the best. Then I would like to, of course, thank all the people who were participating in organization of this tournament that keeps on lifting the bar and raising the standard and the quality of this tournament. You guys are definitely the best slam out there. You guys are trying to always be player friendly, trying to make us feel like at home, and there is a reason why it's called a Happy Slam. Thank you so much for making it very special, all of you. Thank you. I want to thank my team, as you know, each time we play a Grand Slam, it's a very unique kind of feeling, very unique kind of circumstances where all of us have to breathe as one. We all need to live each day, each hour, you know, with a purpose, with a goal, and we've been here 3 weeks hoping that we can get to this point and win this trophy. So thank you. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you so much. I want to thank, well, not thank, actually, I have to say that I'm extremely honored to be mentioned alongside legends of our sport, like Rod Laver, who is present tonight. Thank you, Mr. Laver, for coming here tonight and making this match special. Mr. Roy Emerson, who is not here with us tonight, but we miss him. We miss you, Roy. It's a great privilege to equal and even and match the record of 6 Australian Opens as one of the greatest players to ever play this game. So I wanna send him all my best. Finally, the fans, of course, you guys are also making records each year, and you guys are amazing, and thank you for coming from all over Australia and all over the world to support this sport, to support this event. We, as players, of course, take a great pleasure to perform in front of you. So thank you very much, and see you next year. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, one last cheer for Novak and Andy after the 2016 Australian Open final.
He's a 6-time Australian Open champion now, is Novak Djokovic. He takes his tally to 11.
Thank you, everybody.
Slam
The
is
photos
very
will be
much on.
taken in the lap of honour, and we will see you in 2017.
Well, he started 2016 even better than what he did 2015, because remember, he lost in Doha. And of course, he won that title this year, and he's come into the Australian Open and defended his crown. So if it's possible, 2016 could be better than last year. Played with a ruthless efficiency throughout, and without a doubt, he will be the man to beat this season. Andy Murray gave a valiant effort, but he'll head home now to be alongside Kim for the imminent birth of their first child. So happy days as far as he is concerned. Been playing against one another since they were 12 years of age, and they will battle many more times, but today belongs to this man. The Serb has been on quite a win streak of late and deserving of the 6th Australian Open title. My thanks to both Mark Woodford and Alan Stone for their work throughout the course of the week, and everybody involved in the production. It's an absolute pleasure to work alongside all of you. Hope you enjoyed the fortnight as much as we did from all of us here at the Rod Laver Arena, including myself, Rob Koenig. It's goodbye from Melbourne in 2016.
va.